Hi, cat. Welcome back, friend. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. I feel like I should name my gingerbread something. I reset because my live got flagged for harassment and bullying when I wasn't even doing anything. People come in here and said that I said the R slur, but I absolutely did not. Ringo stepped on my foot with his whole weight and his whole claws, and I said, "Ow, you freaktard!" to try and not say the F-bomb, and people twist things to what they want to hear. But that, again, all lives are downloadable for 30 days, and I always download my lives and post them on YouTube. You try not to say something bad on here, like the F-bomb, so that you don't get flagged, and people still twist it and fit their own narrative and report and flag you anyway. Hiya! Oh, gosh, he's about to drop this big old toy on me. I know he is. I know he is. I mean, of course you will, villain. It's 9 o'clock. I'm surprised that you are still awake. Usually you're in bed by like 8:30 my time. Hi, Lala. Thank you, villain. Exactly, Jabbering Judy. Exactly. I'm not even going to let it bother me because I know what I said and what I didn't say. And I know that I'll be posting my live on YouTube before the end of the night. I know, Ivy girl. It's okay. I know, like I said, what I did and didn't say. It's fine. I'm not gonna get defensive because I ain't got nothing to defend. I ain't do nothing. Right, Judy. Everybody knows I would never. People are silly. Thank you for the cowboy hat. Thank you, Ivy. Oh, look, it went on the gingerbread man. That's so cute. It's like that country song goes, God is great, beer is good, and people are crazy. Except I don't even drink beer. I don't drink alcohol in general. Mama D, thank you. I appreciate you guys. Thank you, Green Eyes. Green Eyes, did they lift your ban yet? Will they let you in a box? Yes, they will. Hi.
Got hit at the same time. We got hit at the exact same time.
It's crazy. Somebody just tried to hit me again. My sister was in here, the one that you were muting that night, and we were having a whole fun conversation, not even talking about anyone, and Ringo stepped on my foot, like with his whole 100-pound self and his claws. And when he did, I said, "Ow, you freaktard," trying not to say the F-bomb, and people ran with it and said I said the R slur.
Oh.
And reported me.
Did you get a violation or no?
Yeah. I got flagged for harassment and bullying.
Oh, ridiculous. For yelling at your dog.
Yeah. And
okay.
So what they don't realize is these lives are downloadable for 30 days. And I always download mine and post them on YouTube publicly. So, yeah, go ahead and try to run with that narrative because I know what I said and didn't say.
Right.
Hi, Rose. That's right, Judy. And a lot of hey, Anita, a lot of people were in here and they heard me, like people that are legit. Hey,
Right.
pineapples. Listen, I thought I was going to avoid saying the F bomb because I was trying not to get flagged, and I got flagged anyway. So I love you too,
And
Pow
you
Pow.
can appeal it.
Well, I mean, it's just a warning. It wasn't anything else. But
Oh, okay. Yeah, but certain people are watching and they're gonna try and do everything they can. It just is what it is.
yeah. Except this time they get my account. I really didn't do anything wrong, and I can appeal it, and we'll probably get it. Last time, the reason I couldn't win my appeal is because I was saying things that resulted in me being taken down. Thank you, Pow Pow.
Yeah, I lost my appeal very quickly.
It is what it
That's okay.
is.
It is what it is. Hi, Patty.
Hey, blessed.
It is what it is. Hi, Blessed. How are you?
What
So,
about
are you
Anita?
going to talk about the Sebastian Rogers case? I've been on this for a year.
Oh my gosh, bro. That whole case, like, I haven't even made a dent in what there is to go through. But I
There's
will
so
say
much.
it is. It is. And I just posted part 3 on YT and TikTok. And I think that what happened, well, one, Christopher is 100% a narcissist.
Oh, yeah, for
Two,
sure.
he
His stepdad?
lied in an interview and says that he has a great relationship co-parenting wise with his ex-wife, who admits no, they do not. Like, she doesn't even talk to him because he will look
Yeah.
at her and all of that. But then to find out that Sebastian reported to school staff about a use, and
Yes.
CPS went to the home and nobody ever notified Seth, and he had to find out after he was missing. I
Yeah.
feel like, and then for Chris to say that he only reported him to get him in trouble, I feel like this was all done by Chris. I feel like the mom knows something, and it was because he has resentment towards Sebastian.
Don't you think it's so weird that like 2, 3 days after he was missing, the mom took off to a whole other state to supposedly take the stepdad to work,
Yeah.
and she stayed there. I mean, you couldn't tear me away if my child was missing. No
Fact.
way.
And then they take off on a whole trip in their
Yeah.
RV, 3.5
Yep.
hours away from home. Like, that is crazy to me. So
Yeah. It's
crazy.
absolutely wild. I agree, blessed and highly favored. I totally agree.
I'm trying to figure
The
out.
the mom knows something. She's protecting him for
Oh,
sure.
she is. She's scared of him, I think. I think she's scared of him because in that very first interview, every time they would ask her something, she would look at him before she responded. And
Yeah.
she really gives me those vibes that she is scared of him. But at the
Yeah,
end of the
she
day,
was very fidgety. Thank you for the gifts.
yeah.
She was very fidgety. She was doing something weird with her hands. Like it was a weird interview. I think that was the Nancy Grace interview.
Well, the one that I'm talking about, I don't remember who the lady was, but it was literally the very first TV interview. I need to watch the first 3 interviews between Katie and Chris because there are a lot of inconsistencies in the things that they're saying between interview 1 and interview 3. So I'm going to do that tomorrow. Quit, Ringo, for real, bro.
He
Like,
he went missing with no shoes. They
yeah,
had cameras outside of the house. The neighbors had cameras that pointed towards their house.
and
And
nobody saw
that
anything.
kid just vanished. He's not on camera anywhere.
Here's my thing too
No.
with the no shoes thing. So I get that they know there was no shoes because all of his 3 pairs of shoes were at the front door. But this is an autistic child, and anybody that knows anything about autism, a lot of kids with autistic or autism and adults with autism, like, routine is everything. Please
Right.
explain to me how a child that routine is so important to with autism would leave his home in the middle of the night in the middle of winter with no
Right.
shoes or socks on. Make that make sense. Facts, Ashley. But see, the thing is, that's where a lot of stuff is twisted, and a lot of things don't make sense because all of a sudden she was on the phone at 10 p.m. with him, and around midnight he told her to get off of the phone and go to bed because she fell asleep on the couch. But how do you know she fell asleep on the couch if you were in Memphis? I mean, I don't know. A lot of stuff is weird to me.
Yeah, there's a lot not adding up. I haven't checked in on it for a while, so I don't know where Seth stands right now. I know he was having a lot of health issues, but he was still out there every day looking
Yeah.
for his son every day.
Hey Muffy. Well, from what I understand, he still is. I know he did a whole thing the day before Sebastian's 16th birthday, and he was saying that he was still out there every day. But Chris and Katie are just now, within the last couple of months, getting back out there and searching. And they even had one of their friends use a ghost detector app or a ghost
That's
detector.
wild.
it's it's weird to me because for you to have your friend use a ghost detector, that tells me that you're confident he's not alive. If that was my child, I get it's been a year, but you can't know until you know, and you're
Right.
manifesting at this point that into existence, and it could never be
No.
me.
As a parent, you would hold on to every single bit of hope that you possibly could hold on to until your child is found. That's just crazy.
If Bullhorn Betty is somebody involved in this case, I have not got that far yet. I'm literally 2 days in.
Yeah, I know there was some weird stuff. Was that the attorney recovery rocks? There,
Which attorney?
Seth ended up getting an attorney, and that was kind of
Yeah.
a weird situation too.
The one he hired to because CPS refused to give him those case files, so he had to hire an attorney to get them.
Right. Yes.
Yeah, I just found out about that today, so I haven't gotten to look into it a whole lot yet. Let me.
Yeah, I need to. She said you will lose her mind on her.
I'm gonna have to look
There
into it.
there is a guy on this app, Justin of TikTok or something like that, that had been covering this story since day one. And that's how I found out about it.
Crime creator names in the chat, and two of the names they dropped were two names that were familiar to me from many years ago in the YouTube true crime community, allegedly with Brittany J and Granny's watching. So I went to Brittany J's page and Granny's watching page because I was listening in to some of the beef that's going on between them. And I got bored within 5 minutes of each of their videos.
Thank you,
And
Deb.
I scrolled through it, and that's whenever I saw the Sebastian Rogers case. And yeah, I got into it. Thank you for the friendship necklace.
I was really surprised that you hadn't heard about it because I know you're not far from it.
Yeah, it's 3 hours from me, which makes me so disappointed in the state of Tennessee because it's like the Summer Wells case. There was a lot of attention on it for a while, and then all of a sudden it was like nowhere in the media anymore. Nobody was talking about it. It was as if it never happened, and they swept it under the rug. Tennessee is really bad about sweeping things under the rug, just being so honest.
Yeah, it's really a shame.
It sucks.
And
It really is.
how many agencies were involved in this case, and they've just come up with nothing. I think that they have a lot more information than what they're putting out there, but they just can't prove it.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you, Mary. That's what the dad was saying. He was saying that he thinks that there's probably a lot of stuff that they've uncovered, probably a lot of investigating that they have done, but that they're not going to tell him about that because it's an
Right,
open investigation, which makes no
right.
sense. You would think that they would tell the parents those things, but I don't know.
And I know that the mom and the stepdad have been questioned multiple times.
Yeah, and they've done lie detector tests, and allegedly they passed them, but I don't know. I haven't seen any proof of those. It's been a lot of that's what they say happened. But again, I haven't gotten to dig very far. So who knows? Hey, Snoopy girl.
Well, you're gonna go, hi Snoopy. You're gonna go down a rabbit hole for sure. I need to catch up. I haven't. watched it in a couple of months. So I have about 2-3 months worth of stuff to try to catch up on.
It's wild, that's for sure. Just what a little bit that I've been able to see is absolutely wild. I just don't get it. Like it, you've got a 15-year-old autistic boy, and it,
That vanished in thin air.
and no sign of him anywhere. No photos, no video footage, like nothing, nothing. And it's been a year. That does not make sense. The only thing that makes sense is somebody has done something, and whatever they have done, they have managed to do it without a trace of evidence. Which brings me to a statement that the stepdad, Chris, made. Says he has somehow managed to do this, and or we've got a 15-year-old missing autistic boy out there, and the best part about it is he has somehow managed to do it without a trace of evidence. The best part about it, are you freaking kidding me? It sounds like he is like twisting what really happened, and what he's really saying is the best part about it is they were able to
Right.
do this without a trace of evidence.
Yeah, exactly. A little bit of deflection there.
And I don't know who that person in the chat is saying he's only 11. I don't know who you're talking
No.
about, but
Yeah.
he just turned 16. I think it was December 7th. I know
Yeah.
who Molly Golightly is. I've heard of her. Who said that in the chat?
Hi, Sherry.
Blessed and highly favored Molly Golightly. I've heard of her.
Just in the nick of time. He must have changed his name because he used to be Justin on TikTok or something very similar to that. So he may have changed his name.
I don't know. I've never heard of them.
Yeah, he's pretty good. He was doing the news in that area, but I do need to get caught up and see where it's at today. But yes, Seth isn't going to stop until he finds him. He's never going to let that go, and no parent ever would.
Yeah.
That's what's so crazy, about with the how the mom and the stepdad have behaved. But yeah, I did see that interview with the ex-wife, and yeah, she totally went against everything he said. They do not have a good relationship at all.
And good for her for standing up to him and calling him out on his lies. Like, good for her. That was great. I was glad that she did that. But I just think it's wild. And I've been seeing a lot of stuff of where Seth is getting a lot of hate and backlash. And I guess it's probably Katie and Chris's minions. I don't know. There's I know that there's a lot that I still have to look at because apparently there's something to do with another child and Seth and things that Katie and Chris allowed to happen from that child to Seth. Like, I don't know. I've got to do a lot of digging. Who is
You
that,
need to check
Pineapples?
the Appalachian. Yeah, I've never heard of them, the Appalachian storyteller, but I will check them out.
Have you seen all the drama that's happening right now?
Um, accidentally, I was in Cliff Notes Anna's live. I was in the chat. I wasn't in a box. I was just watching the chat, and I accidentally scrolled out when I was liking the live, and it scrolled me right into Melly's live. And the second I went in there, somebody started yelling at me saying that I was streaming them in Anna's live. And that's absolutely not true. I was not doing that. I don't have two devices to do that. I've never streamed anybody in my life. And then uh, so I typed in the chat, I'm like, that wasn't me. I didn't do that. And I was immediately blocked. So I was like, well, that was weird. But you know what? I think Cliff Note Anna's um, handle is Green Eyes. So there may have been some confusion there. I'm not sure, but it wasn't me. I wasn't doing that.
Well, it was probably
I've never done that.
that was screaming at you because she was doing a lot of screaming last night. She was on an account called Nancy something, and she was literally screaming all night long. But funny thing about that is, thank you, Black Widow, is that Crazy Eight was all about like saying things how we should be uplifting each other and encouraging each other and not bullying each
Hi,
other.
B.
But funny story with Hey B, funny with that is she is the one who commented on a video of Nicole Lynn's one time a long time ago and made up a lie that my husband and I, though she called him my boyfriend, scammed an elderly lady with cancer out of $3,000.
Oh, is she the one that started that?
Yep, that was
Mm,
her. But she never showed receipts. I asked for them, and she never showed. Yeah, she was screaming off the chain. I'm not gonna lie, I was a little concerned about her blood pressure. Tax pineapples just to protect Victoria.
yeah, that's crazy to me. Anybody protecting Victoria is just absolutely wild to me.
Yeah, especially a
I,
mother. I just don't
but
get it.
negative attention is still attention, right?
That
So, something like that to get people over into your lives, people, will go and watch that.
who supported
They're,
Lori Rose?
yeah.
I don't know
Well, the
who.
thing that's weird, is it Lee? Lee? Um,
Emily.
you, Emily, um,
Oh yeah, Crazy Eight was her
you,
moderator. Sorry.
do you know how it tells you like who's viewed your profile?
Yeah,
Yeah, so this morning when I had logged on, it said that Nancy D had viewed my profile.
I
I was
can't
like,
see stuff like
oh,
that
okay.
anymore. Once you hit, I don't know if it, I think it's 5,000. Once you hit 5,000 followers, you can't see who viewed your profile anymore, which doesn't make sense to me.
Oh, did they craft salon? I don't know. I got the boot. I was literally only in there like 2 seconds and I was blocked. But I had scrolled in there on accident. I was just liking the live, and you know how sometimes it scrolls you out?
Thank you, Craft.
On That's
Yeah.
what happened. That's what happened, and I got blocked. I was like, okay.
I agree with that, Christy. I do. I think that here's my thing. I wouldn't say that in every situation. So I wouldn't say in every situation that if you sit in the box with someone, you condone their actions. And here's why. We are all adults at the end of the day. And, I could have a friend that is constantly obsessed with the drama, but I still choose to sit with them, and that's not necessarily me condoning their actions. However, a situation like that involves child abuse is totally different. As a mother, you should not be sitting in the box with someone who is known for abusing their children. I can't
Right.
stand by that. And then to excuse it by saying that there were not any broken bones, okay. So
Yeah, that's
here's my
crazy.
thing: if Victoria had done to like one of Mel's children or grandchildren or anybody else's, it wouldn't be okay. Like it wouldn't be okay. But why is it okay for her to do stuff like that to her own children? Why are we ignoring that and excusing that? I don't agree with it. And that is not me talking about anybody's kids because I would never. That's just me using an example. If it's not okay for your own children, it's not okay for anybody's children.
Hi, homegirl. I agree. And Pity Pause is
Hey, homegirl.
absolutely correct in saying this is a trauma, that's going to last a lifetime. And they weren't gone for 5 minutes. They were gone.
Right.
Yeah.
So you can't get them back. But here's my thing. They refer to that as the trauma house. They refer to it as the trauma house. Let's be so for real. I can't even begin to imagine all of the things that went on behind those doors for her own kids to refer to it as the trauma house. I just can't. Like that's not cool. It is not cool. No, see, I get that, and like that they keep blaming it on her addiction. Here's the thing: you cannot blame something like that on your addiction. Just because you are an active addiction, it doesn't excuse any of your behaviors. Like the things that you do in active addiction are some of them in a sense because you are under that spell of your DOC, yes, but that's like stealing, and begging and scamming, not harming your child. No, because harming your child does not help you get what your one track mind is wanting, which is your DOC. That is not an excuse.
No, absolutely not. You know, the people, it does not make you abuse your children by, no, absolutely not.
I just can't understand. Like it. Ugh. And you cannot like I okay. They say, well, let people change, let people change. I listen, I am all for people changing. I am all for people doing better. I am all for people growing and becoming a better version of themselves. We should all work on that every single day. But there's a difference in somebody that's trying to change and somebody that is clean living dirty. And what I mean by
Right.
that is maybe you're not taking rugs. Some people have the theory that she is. I'm not going to say that because I don't know, and I'm not going to speak on all of the above. You're supposed
Well,
to,
right.
and
And
she's
there
not.
has to be accountability and there has to be amends. And there's just been none of that.
No.
Or
And
there's been none of that
like villains literally preventing them from healing. You're
healing.
preventing
And
your own growth.
I was just going to say that, Rose.
Or kids back in December. You've not had them for 3 years. You should be soaking up every second of every day with those kids. Yes, moms need a break. I have kids. Yes, I'm on TikTok, but my kids have been with me every day their whole entire lives. I couldn't imagine not having my kids under my roof for three
Well, and
years.
you're not sitting on lives all day long either,
No, maybe
holding
once a
your
week.
own, you know, yeah, it's absolutely crazy.
It's
But
TikTok, Camille. You just have to scroll out and scroll back in. Is the only thing that I know. It's TikTok. It's still having to catch up from being out of the Play Store for so long. I'm still getting issues when I go on people's lives. It sucks.
yeah, I've had a few too. I thought everything was all cleared up, and then today I started having some problems.
Yeah, mine never fully fixed ever.
Well, I mean, maybe mine didn't. I haven't been on a whole lot, so I don't know. But today, um, it just really acted up.
Exactly, Black Widow. Exactly.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. And the actions have to speak louder than the words. They have to.
You need to go
You
outside.
know, a lot of trust needs to be built back up, and there has to be change behavior with that. Hi, JC.
Facts. Hey, JC. Excuse me.
But I didn't even know she had them back until just this past week. I had no idea.
I had heard things, but I don't watch people, so I don't look too much into it. But then I heard Villain mention it. Okay,
Yeah, that's where
but
I heard it
it
from.
part of that is her story, but the part that involves her youngins, that's their story. That's their trauma that she caused them, and I stand on that. Don't ever discredit
Yeah,
that
and
trauma because they have to live with that every day for the rest of their lives, thanks to her.
and have co-signed her behavior, and I just don't agree with that. Uh, one of my friends was in there last night in a box with her, but was there to confront her.
And then they're going and they're watching the villain series and they are realizing things. I get that. I get that.
Yeah, no, she definitely knows.
Hang on, I'm gonna let
But
go out.
but the negative attention still brings the views. And I think at the end of the day, hi, Psycho Bunny. I think at the end of the day, that's all she really cares about is the views. That's just my opinion.
No, I agree. I agree. Sorry, I had to put him outside. That's what I said earlier
I'm
in
doing
some of the
okay, Psycho
talk.
Bunny.
I said, there are just some people on this app who, they want attention, and it doesn't matter if it's good attention or bad attention, as long as it brings in the numbers. And that I can catch hate for saying this, but I don't care. I've been seeing that in mail a lot lately, and I even made that statement, and she knows I made that statement a while back with another situation. When you go in a person's live, and every time you go in their live, there's drama, That says a lot. And again, that's one reason why I'm stepping back from things that I'm stepping back from because I don't want every single live to be drama. I like to have fun. I like to talk about different topics, and I don't know. I just can't.
Well, we all have enough things going on in our real life, right? Like TikTok should be a fun escape from our real life stuff. Some of us have really heavy things on our plate.
Fact.
And,
Right, Psycho Bunny?
for me, I just want it to be a just calm, peaceful place that I can escape to.
Me too, me too. And you're right, Psycho Bunny. It's not fun anymore. People treat things like games, and it's not a game, especially when you start going real life on people, and especially when you start accusing people of completely outrageous things. Like to say that somebody spoke on a person's child that is no longer with us when look, I'm not defending anyone, but at the end of the day, I was in that live, and I know that that didn't happen. And then I tried to tell Mel in the chat that didn't happen, along with 10 other people, including her mod, and we all got shut down and called liars. Again, it's giving. I want to be a victim, and I want all the attention on me. Pick me, pick me,
Right.
pick me, and I don't like that.
Yeah. And I'm not happy with the way
Hey, brown
Sparkly
eyed
Jennifer
girl.
was treated. Um, and not only that, but to accuse people of not being in their sobriety. That's just absolutely disgusting.
It is. It is. It's gross, and I don't know. I things like what have been said shouldn't have been said, and I just everybody just needs to stay in their own lane. Like, yeah, there are other things to talk about on this app. Like there are, besides jumping down each other's throats all the time. I don't know. Like Psycho Bunny said, it's not fun anymore. All of this drama is not fun anymore. It is becoming exhausting.
Exactly,
Exhausting.
Mucky. I came across Melly maybe a year ago, um, and I just got a bad vibe out the gate. Like out the gate, I knew this was somebody I didn't want to follow. I didn't want to be involved in, and I can't put my finger on why. That
Mhm.
was just the vibe I got. So I've never followed her. And I actually was really surprised that I accidentally scrolled into her live. I was just as surprised to see me in there as they were to see me. It
Yeah.
was, that's just not some place I go. So, yeah. But like some people just give you that vibe of like, this isn't where I want to be. And that's the vibe I always got from there.
Facts, Emily. It's so hard to keep up with. It's something new every day and exhausting. Here's the thing I work full time. I work 10 to 12 hours a day sometimes whenever I am training new hires. Then when I get off work, I want to get on TikTok and I want to see funny videos. I want to talk to my friends. I want to have a good time. But every time I get off work and I get on TikTok, it is something else happening. A whole new shit show. And it gets old. People are going to talk about each other on social media. It's just going to happen. There's no way to stop it. And if you can't handle being talked about, maybe social media isn't the best place. And I know that sucks and that's unfortunate, but people are cruel. For example, someone left a whole review about me on TickLeap and said that I've lied about my addiction and I've lied about ever having anybody in my life that was an addict and that my whole life story is a lie. However, my sister was quite literally just in the box, my real sister in real life, and debunked every bit of it. People want to tear other people down. People want to talk about you. They want to upset you. They want to get you riled up. They want a reaction because they like the shit show.
And to me, that's just crazy. Like, I'm the same person, no matter whose box I'm in, the same person in real life. Like,
Yeah.
keeping all of that up is just, that's too much work for me.
Same, same. Yeah, no. I came on this app 100% imperfectly, unapologetically me. And anything ever happens to this app, I want those people always think that they're right, but it's always the loudest that are are so wrong, so wrong.
Yeah, no, I agree. I totally agree with that.
It's TikTok, Maggie May. It's been bad. Even with that update, it didn't fix it, which is crazy. But I guess they're probably gonna have to push out a few updates before everything is fixed. It happened to me, like it happens to me every live that I go in. It'll be okay for a while and then it'll start to lag and then I gotta leave and I gotta go back. And it's just crazy.
And mine was echoing all day. It was weird. Every
That's
time I would go on and go into a live, I would have to leave because it would just echo so badly.
dang.
Even if I scrolled out and went back in, echo.
Yeah, that is weird. Have you talked to Blonde Jennifer lately? Her battles are fucking hilarious when I watch them.
I did see one of her battles the other day. It was pretty funny.
I
But
hear there's a lot
I
of stuff
know that
going
she's
on.
sick. I
Yeah,
do
she's
not.
had pneumonia. That's what I've been having. It's crazy. I know there's a lot going on there too, apparently, but I'm staying out of that too. Try going out and coming back in, Mackie May. Like, try completely closing out your app and then coming back in. That's what I have to do sometimes.
Yeah, I'm so thankful, knock on wood, that I haven't gotten that mess that's going around. But I also haven't been out of my house since the first week of December. And I spent all of December in the hospital and beginning of January. And then I've literally been in my house every day since then.
Psycho Bunny, what are you
So I think that's
laughing?
the only thing that saved me.
Yeah. Well, I don't go anywhere. That's the thing. I literally don't leave my house and I
Yeah,
still
but
get
you got
sick.
littles. Your kids go to school and bring home germs, and I
And I
don't
get
have that.
screwed in the
It's just me and the
process.
husband. You get what?
I said, and I get screwed in the process.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Psycho Bunny, I'm
One
not
of the
stopping you from ordering. You messaged me right after everybody bought me out. And right now, the only body butter I have is Fruity Pebble. And then I have a Fruity Pebble body scrub. And I have a Orange Crush cleansing scrub. And I'm making a new body butter that I'm starting tonight that will be done tomorrow night. And it's my first product for the summer line. And it's going to smell so good. And that's all I'm saying right now.
Are you going to tell us what flavor?
Not yet.
Okay. But I will tell you, my older tattoos.
And I'm actually my own worst critic, but I am very proud of myself with this because when I tell you every person that has ever gotten anything from me has always come back for more. I have some people who will spend $100+ at a time on a regular basis. Like we're talking once to twice a month at least on a regular basis
Oh,
because they
I
love
will
me.
definitely be buying some more because it's amazing. And you guys, she packs the jars to the very top. I mean, they are full. The product is amazing. It feels so good going on. The sugar scrub is amazing.
Hang on.
I just can't rave enough about it.
Let's
I
look at
really
Beautiful
can't.
Madness's comment. I don't want her comment to get missed. It says, not to be a downer, but could you guys pray for me? My best friend passed away yesterday. I'm not good. Beautiful Madness, I will absolutely be praying for you. I will tell you, I get how you feel. My sister was just in here earlier and she told me to make this song. She told me to go bonk bonk. And I know that sounds so silly and people are like, these girls are crazy, probably, but that actually came from one of my best friends. Like I was best friends with her off and on since I was in the sixth grade, and she was a very big girl. Like I'm talking, she was very overweight to the point it was very dangerous. But she's been like that her whole life, and it ended up taking a toll on her heart and on her lungs and her other organs. She was in the hospital, and then she had to be put into something like a nursing home and I talked to her September 10th. We were FaceTiming on Snapchat or video calling, and we were making plans. She was going to get out. She was going to go to her sister's wedding. She was going to come stay at my new house back then. This has been several years ago. She was going to stay at my new house. We were going to go to China Store and eat. We were just making all of these plans. She was feeling better. They had lowered her oxygen. And then the next day, it was my son's birthday. I was working at the school cafeteria as a sub, and I got a message, and she had passed away. She was gone. So I know exactly how you feel. And that's, again, that's been several years ago, but it is a very hard thing to go through, and not a day goes by that I don't still think about her and wish that she was still here. She was the funniest person ever. So my
And
heart
beautiful
still.
madness. I lost my best friend 10 years ago. Um, uh, he had a massive heart attack and just was gone. And I was just talking to him an hour prior, and he was fine. He was my best friend since the third grade, and it just was a shock. So I will be praying for you, love. I'm so sorry that you're going through that.
Me too. That's awful. I lost my. So here's a story for you guys, and you guys are going to think this is absolutely nuts. In first grade, second grade, and third grade, I had a best friend named Trisha. And in fourth grade, I moved schools, and we were still talking all the time, though. Like, we were still friends, like really good friends. We talked on the phone a lot. And I called her one night, and I couldn't get her to answer the phone, which was not normal. So then I called this boy, Troy Anderson, and he told me, or no, I didn't call Troy first. I called my other friend Tiffany, and she said, I said, "Have you heard from Trisha? I've been trying to call her. I wanted her to stay the night with me, but they're not." She tried to beat the train that was coming, and they
Mm.
were in a wreck. But guess what? All these years later, my mom meets this great guy. You know, he's a really wonderful man, and she marries him, and he is my stepdaddy to this day. And he worked for the railroad company for years and years and years and years and years. And I just found out a couple of years ago that he was the one driving the train that happened with. And I guess I don't know why they didn't tell me until then. I don't blame him, because anybody that knows anything about driving a train, you can't
You
stop
can't stop him on
it.
a dime.
And her mom is the one who tried to beat the train. And I know that has to haunt him, because she was like 10 years old, y'all. This was a kid. And
Yeah.
but it's just weird to me that my mom is married to the man who was driving the train that my best friend's mama wrecked into the day that she lost her life. Like, it's weird to me to even think about. But I love that man, don't get me wrong. He's great. He's been there for me in so many ways that my own daddy wasn't. It's strange. Yeah,
Yeah,
mommy of
my
seven.
dad, my dad's a truck driver, and he had somebody run into the back of his truck. It was no fault of my dad's at all, and my dad has such a hard time living with it, even though he had no fault of it. Just just to know that somebody lost their life has been so difficult for him.
I don't even remember what conversation I was having with my mom that made her tell me. She was just like,
You're right, pineapples.
I think I asked, I said, "Does he know about my friend Trisha and when that train hit her?" And she said, "Yeah, he knows. It haunts him every day of his life or something." And I was like, "What do you mean?" And she was like, "Jessica, he was the one driving the train." And I just kind of sat there in silence for a minute. I'm not going to lie, there for a split second, I got angry and I got upset. But then whenever I came to reality, I know, like, it was not his fault at all in any way, shape, or form. He was just in the wrong place at the wrong time. But
Right.
it's just weird. It happens a lot. Unfortunately, mommy of seven, it's sad. I had a
I
friend.
live by a train tracks, and I see people try to beat the train all the time. It
Yeah.
terrifies me.
Well, and then you got people
But
that try to
people do
jump
it
them.
all the time.
I had this guy that his grandma used to babysit me when I was really little, and I guess we grew up together. And when I got with my husband now, the house we first lived in, he was staying two houses down with his girlfriend. And then things happened there. Then the dude ended up getting into addiction really bad. He was really bad on smeth. And he showed up at our house one night. I was on the phone. His mama had actually called me. Nobody can find him. And it was 12 inches of snow probably out there. And I fell as he jumped it, and the train ran over him.
Mm.
People do weird stuff all the time, trying to beat trains, trying to jump trains. They don't realize this is a very fast moving piece of machinery that can't slow down or stop at the drop of a hat. Like you're taking a big risk.
Oh, it takes like a mile or something for them to come to a stop. It's
Yeah, it
it's
does.
a really takes a really long time.
Whoa, pineapples! Are you serious?
I know, I saw that. I was like, oh my goodness.
That is awful. That line of work has to take a very strong minded person because I could never.
Yeah,
Whoa.
that's got to be a really tough job.
What do you mean, Psycho Bunny? You fell into the live or you fell into a box? Psycho Bunny, you're sliding all over the TikTok streets. Are you sure it's an accident? I know you a little bit better than I think you give me credit for, man.
How did you fall into a panel?
She said she scrolled it. Okay, okay, I could see
Oh,
that.
okay. Oh, okay.
But I mean, are you sure it was an accident? I'm just kidding, Psycho Bunny.
Did you give her a piece of your mind while you were there, Psycho Bunny?
I'm guessing no for the fact that she's still in my chat because I feel like if she did, she would be texting me right now, heated, instead of in my chat.
Oh, she was on the panel. Yeah, that's what happened to me yesterday, Psycho Bunny. I was liking Cliff Note Anna's live, and it accidentally scrolled me into the next live, and it just happened to be that one. Got out of there. Well, I was blocked immediately, and then I was out of there.
Get in there.
Mama D said, "Put that bad birdie to bed."
Huh?
That's her.
Oh.
That's her backup account. That's why.
Oh, yeah,
That's
I
why
know,
she
I
said
know.
that.
What are you doing tomorrow? How are you feeling, by the way?
Me?
Mm-hmm.
Just tired. I'm just tired.
How's your son?
Good.
Good.
Everything's going really good. So
I'm
I'm
glad.
really happy about that. Yeah, it's such a huge relief.
Well, keep me updated. I mean, I know that you got this because of your profession, but still, I feel like it's different with patients
It is.
with your child, you know?
Yeah, very much so. All your reasoning kind of goes out the window. It's
Yeah.
a very different experience for sure.
But I have epilepsy and I'm actually not on any medication because the medication they were giving me was giving me migraines. Um, but I haven't had a seizure in gosh, at least 5 years probably. My husband has a seizure disorder. It's not epilepsy, but it's a seizure disorder because when he was 13, he was in a bad four-wheeler wreck that crushed his skull. And he's got metal
Mm,
plates there, and he has to take Dilantin every night, 500 milligrams. Well, it's phenytoin and it used to be Phenitech. It's a generic version of Dilantin,
of
one that's not
Thailand,
as
yeah.
bad for your teeth. Yeah,
Yeah, and there's so much newer medications now. I mean, I would always tell people if the older medications are working for you, don't mess with them. But um, there are some really great newer medications out. But yeah, that some of them do cause migraines.
and a lot of them are bad for your teeth. But I will say this: like our neurologist around here, they don't believe in Dilantin. So if it was up to them, he would try something new. Like they don't believe in Dilantin, they don't believe in Depakote, and I can't remember the name of the one they gave me. It was like Trilepta or something like that. It started with a T.
Trileptal.
Yeah, that's it. It gave me
Trileptal.
migraines so bad. And I've taken Depakote before, but I think that a lot of my problem,
Depakote is very weight gaining. It's a lot of people don't want to take it just
yeah,
for that.
yeah, I had to take that whenever I was a teenager. But I think a lot of my problem too probably has to do with my brain condition. more so than anything, and it just took them years and years to catch it. I don't know. But I don't have them anymore. Sometimes I do feel like I might, but I don't. And he hasn't had one in, I think 10 years or more since before we had our son. So, and Jace will be 11 this year.
Yeah, and that's why we always say if you are on those older medications and they're working, don't don't mess with it.
Yeah, don't break something,
Um,
don't fix something that's not broken
exactly. But there,
because they've already tried. He gets prescribed diazepam um twice a day, I think. I don't even know.
yeah, they do use that. Yeah, no,
Yeah,
they,
he's been prescribed it for, I mean, for years and years, and a neurosurgeon told him, "Don't try to stop taking that. If you try to stop
yeah,
taking that, you could it could be fatal. Like it could go bad." But
yeah.
he takes
No,
he's
there
prescribed,
are many epileptics that are on that daily. Yes.
and he can't take the other one. So not diazepam, but the Xanax with a C with a Z. Somebody tried to
Hmm.
say that on YouTube on Boss Lady, somebody tried to say that he was addicted to those. He can't even take those because they cause him to have seizures. And they, while some people
You
it
know,
helps them,
that's not a good one really to
it's
prescribe
not.
anyways. They use the diazepam and they'll use lorazepam,
Yeah,
which
yeah.
the
Ativan.
yes, I didn't
Hmm.
know if I could say the name
Yes,
brand
you
on there.
I mean, I don't know
But
why
yes,
people do it.
and the Ativan is more widely used.
Yeah.
Um, the one with the X is typically not used. No, Amber.
What did she say? Kepra. I haven't heard of that.
Yeah, it's been around for about 15 years. Not everybody can take it.
Anxiety can trigger his
Yes,
seizures, and the difference between it and the Xanax is more fast acting, so I could see taking that to
right.
stop a seizure, but then you've got
Um, when people are having seizures and they're not stopping, that's the go-to to try
yeah,
to
for
get them to
IV.
stop.
Yeah,
But the anxiety part itself could be what they call a simple partial seizure. So that could be the anxiety itself could be a seizure, or like what they call auras. And people have a variety of different types of auras, but the aura itself is considered a simple partial seizure.
yeah, he's had grandma seizures and everything. Like he will be, I will never forget one night we had a female German Shepherd, Trixie. I'll never forget. And we lived in the very first house we were ever in together, which was his grandparents' house. And I woke up in the middle of the night because I was hearing this really weird noise. It sounded like he was choking. I mean, he was technically he was choking on his
Mm.
tongue, and he was locked up, and he
You
peed all
can't
over
choke
the
on your
floor.
tongue, just so
Well,
you know.
you know what I mean. You
I
can
do know.
you can bite like when I would have them, they would have to, and they technically, from what I heard, weren't supposed to do this. But my mom and old stepdad would stick a glasses case in my mouth to
Yeah,
keep me from
absolutely
biting
not.
on my tongue. But
Right.
anyway, he was doing all of those things, and of course I called 911, and I found his medicine, and I was able to get one of his medicines on his tongue, and I did
Hmm.
like keep his mouth closed enough where it would dissolve and it would take effect. But I still called 911 because I was fairly new to his seizures at that point. We hadn't been together long, and I'll never forget when the ambulance and the police got there. Trixie, my German Shepherd at the time, was like jumping back and forth on the bed, barking. She was blocking him, guarding him. She was licking
Hmm.
him in the face. And then next thing you know, she licks him in the face and he comes to and he's okay. He just has that really bad headache that you get after a
Hmm.
seizure. I've seen a lot. I've had my own, I've seen his, and now I know a lot about them from my
They're
own
very,
experience.
we call those, well, we used to call them grand malls back in the day, but they're called generalized tonic clonics or GTCs for short. And they are scary.
Yeah,
I mean, I've been in the field for over 20 years, and even still to this day, they scare the heck out of me because you actually stop breathing.
yeah,
And it's even scarier for me to see it on EEG, because the brain completely flatlines, completely flatlines. and you're just waiting for it to reboot. And when you're looking at it on a screen, you're looking at it in about 10-second intervals. And let me tell you, it is the longest 10, 20 seconds of my life whenever I see patients going through it. Um, you're just
I'm gonna
waiting for
mute while
those
you're
brain
talking
waves to
to
kick
pee.
back in. But yeah, they could, even being in the medical field, they're very scary to witness, you know, to see somebody just stop breathing and go rigid with their arms and legs, and they typically make what we call the seizure cry. So it's a very strange noise coming out of them, and they're scary.
Are you talking about that noise that, I mean, the noise that he would make is, it sounded like a,
Yeah,
I don't even know.
everybody kind of has like a little bit of a different sound, but yeah, it's that, and we call it a seizure cry. But yeah, it's scary, uh, for sure.
And he would always pee himself. I
Yeah,
don't think I ever, or maybe,
have that postictal state once they wake back up, and takes them a little while to
yeah,
get back to their
remember.
regular self.
Yeah,
But
to like be fully aware. And then you never
yeah,
really remember any, like I will remember
mm-mm,
right before, but you don't remember during. And then again, that headache afterwards is, it's massive.
it's terrible. Yeah, it's terrible. Yeah, they're scary. They're scary for sure.
Thank you, Gymnast,
But
for the
always,
subscription.
always turn people on their side,
Yeah,
even if they're rigid. Don't
because they
force
can
them into
always
any kind of position. It's going to happen. But the most important thing, if you see somebody having a seizure like that, is
had a boyfriend that she was living with a long time ago, and he was in addiction, but he would get so messed up, and I guess he would like choke in his sleep. I don't know, he would do weird stuff in his sleep, and she was always so scared to go to bed. And I guess one night he was messed up and he fell asleep or something. He threw up a little bit and got choked on it. And it was to the point he literally choked to his unaliving. It was not, it was
yeah.
crazy.
And you
Hey,
do
Kiki.
hear about that, when you hear people that have died from, sorry, unalived from having a seizure. That's typically what the cause is. They were by themselves, and there was nobody there to witness what had happened. Hi, Kiki. And so that's typically what the cause is, because they have thrown up and they choked. So yeah, it's very sad.
I know
But
too.
I had a lot of patients, where even as adults, they slept with baby monitors. If they had a roommate, or if they had still lived at home with their parents, they would have to use a baby monitor because they were scared to sleep and nobody be able to hear them.
Yeah. I remember one time, oh, hang on. Before I even say this, Gymnast, I don't know if you heard me, but I want to make sure that you hear me. Thank you for that subscription because you did not have to do that. And speaking of subscribers, I've been saying this for a long time, and I promise I'm going to do this. There are some people who are still subscribed to me, and there are people who were subscribed, and I think their subscription expired. But regardless, anybody that has ever subscribed to me, I'm going to go back through that history, and if I don't do it tonight, I promise I'm going to do it tomorrow. I'm going to set an alarm on my phone. But I have this little goodie box put together with different skincare products and with a tumbler. And I want to draw from the list of people that have subscribed to me so far, even the ones that aren't still, so I can ship out this goodie box. And then I want to start doing monthly giveaways for subscribers. But I wanted to say that, and then I want to say, um, about a year or two ago, I was in the shower and I didn't have a seizure, but I got really dizzy and I blacked out. And the next thing I know, I fell. And when I fell, I hit my head. My head landed on it and bruised. Like it was awful, awful. And it was so scary because I couldn't see anything. I could just feel myself falling, but I still tried to catch myself. I hit my head, and then next thing you know, I hear my daughter screaming, "Mama, Mama, are you okay, Mama?" And then she went and got him, and he come in there, and I started to come to, and he helped me out of the bathtub. But I feel like sometimes my brain tries to throw me into a seizure, and for some reason, it doesn't happen fully. But I black out, or things start to blur out. It gets bad, and it gets scary to the point that now I won't take showers a whole lot. Instead, I take baths. I'm scared to take a
Well,
shower.
one of the one of the things that we do tell our seizure patients is when you're taking a shower, um, always, and I've seen so much of this, always turn the cold water on first. Always turn the cold water on first and then the hot water. I have seen so many patients who turned on the hot water, got in, and had a seizure, and were severely burned. That people will have a seizure, and they only made it as far as the hot water, or barely turned on the cold water. So yeah, always turn the cold water on first.
I'm so damn mad, bro. I am so damn mad. How about yesterday? Well, night before last, actually. I made this bar soap, and it smells like body butter. And I mean, not body butter. It smells like baby powder, and it's so pretty. It's white on the bottom, and it's like white on the bottom, like baby powder, and then on the top, it's this really pretty blue and pink, like swirl type thing. It's almost like a galaxy looking colors. And I cut the bar. I used my new flat mold thing to make these bars. It's like one big mold you have to cut. And I guess I didn't cut the bars exactly how I should have. I'm trying to figure it out. But they turned out okay. They're just very thick soap bars, which is fine. That just means they'll last longer. But I was trying to find my rigid slicer for my soaps that I like to use to slice the edges of them so that they have that little grip ridge on the sides of the bars to make them easier to
Mm-hmm.
hold. And I could not find it anywhere. So finally I said to heck with it, and I went ahead and wrapped them all. And now I just found it. And even though they're already wrapped and I technically don't have to, I know how my brain works, and I'm going to make myself
It's gonna
unwrap
bother
them.
you.
Yes, it's going to bother me, especially with how thick they are. I really want to have. Oh,
Hey, at
I
least
don't
you
know.
found it.
Yeah, I know. And speaking of soap, I just pulled my body butter that I'm working on, which it's literally just a basic now, and it is the perfect consistency. So that means I have to whip it, which means it's going to make a very loud noise. So I'm probably going to end for tonight and go through and download this live and the one that I had right before this, where people tried to report me. And then I'm probably going to whip this, add the fragrance, and then put it up and do the color tomorrow, which is what I usually do anyway. And then I need to go to bed.
Well,
I got to get
I
up at
heard you
4.
mention a raspberry one, and I'm gonna
Yeah.
be all over that. So,
Somebody asked me to do raspberry. Cat asked me to do raspberry. So I think what I'm going to do is do a raspberry cheesecake one, but I don't know yet. But I'm
mm,
glad you brought that up because I was just looking at different fragrances to order tonight while I'm laying down, and I need to go ahead and add that to my cart because, yeah.
I'm gonna
All right.
text you every day. I'm gonna text you every day. Is the
Well,
raspberry ready yet? Is the raspberry ready
you should really text me when we get off this live and say, "Don't forget raspberry," because I will probably forget again, to be honest.
yet? I'm
But I'm,
gonna do it. It's
I'm probably going to
gonna be in
end.
all caps.
Listen, do it. I'm serious. I need to take pictures of these wax melts I have too. I don't know yet if I want to sell them or not because with these being my first batch, they smell good. Some of them I definitely won't sell, like the first cherry one I made, because it was my first batch. I don't know that I'm comfortable with it, but I have put a free wax melt pack in a couple of people's packages for them to try. And I mean, the first person that got it really loved it. But I think I might sell this first batch for maybe just $5 a pack, or I don't know yet. I gotta think. I got a lot of shit I gotta figure out, but
Well, everybody buy it. It is amazing. Let me tell you, amazing. I love it.
I appreciate
I
you.
love it. Love it.
And I'm
If you
going
have
to.
tattoos, buy it.
Yeah, it helps with a lot of stuff. It helps with scars, tattoos, rosacea. It helps with eczema. It helps with just really, really bad dry skin. It helps with psoriasis. But it's because it doesn't have chemicals in it. It has nothing but all natural organic products. It has raw shea butter, refined and unrefined. It has raw organic coconut oil. It has vitamin E oil, which is amazing for your skin. I have apricot seed oil or apricot kernel oil, hemp seed oil, sunflower seed oil. I mean, I've got all kinds of different oils that I'll just kind of change out. I don't use them all, obviously. And it has arrowroot powder, which keeps it from getting too greasy. Like when you first apply it, it at first it's a little greasy, but once it settles into your skin, it's just nothing but
Oh, it's
organic.
amazing.
Oh
I
yeah.
know what you're talking about, Tea Baby. Not those kind of wax melts.
Wait, I do have those kind of wax melts. The ones for your wax warmer. And that one is really good. I have a monkey fart scent. I have a clean, kind of like a
What do
game.
monkey farts smell like?
It's banana, pineapple, and apple, and it smells really good.
Oh, that
And then
sounds good.
I have black cherry merlot. I have black ice, sweet watermelon, and I think that's it. But again, like I'm still learning how to get it just right and how to get the fragrance strong enough. Some of them I feel good about, some of them not so much. So I'm kind of letting them sit and then I'm going to test them again. The sweet watermelon, it's good. The clean scent one, that kind of reminds me of Gain mixed with like a soap in a way. I don't know. It smells good.
Oh, it's kind of
The,
like a fresh scent.
yes, it is. And then the fruity
Or
pebble is
linen. That's
good.
what I was thinking of, linen.
Yeah, well, kind of, sort of, yeah. The sweet watermelon is good. The campfire toasted marshmallow is good. The monkey farts is good. The black ice is what I want to test again, and then the black cherry merlot I want to test again. I'm actually going to make a body butter out of that too. But I don't know. I got cashmere too, and it smells pretty good. It's some of them are stronger than others. It really just depends on the fragrance. But I like a good strong scent. So
Tea Baby said the ones that they get at Walmart or Amazon only last 3 days in the warmers. Do you know how many days yours last?
I know that the campfire toasted marshmallow, it depends on how long you burn your warmer. So it's recommended for no more than 8 hours a day. However, I don't go by recommendations. So if it is like you're leaving your burner on 24/7, you would probably get a few days out of it. If you're cutting it off for 8 hours, then you could definitely stretch that for at least double the time. So, I mean, I would say about a week. If you would like the cashmere, probably. See, that's me, T baby. Yeah, you have to cut it off. So it doesn't matter what brand wax melt you use. If you're not cutting your wax warmer off, even the best brands are only going to last a few days. I used to sell Pink Zebra, which was soy wax sprinkles, and they were really good, but they would only last a few days unless I cut my warmer off. You should really only burn it for 8 hours a day. Other than that, you're lucky to get a few days out of it if you're burning it 24/7.
I'm gonna have to try them. I've never tried wax warmers.
Really?
I haven't.
I mean, it's just like a candle.
We have those like plug-in things around the house that
Hmm.
I think I would like that.
I
I'll have
like
to buy
wax
a,
warmers.
I'll have
You
to
don't have to
buy
make
a
anything. Yeah, like
thing to put them in.
if you well, there you go. They sell them really cheap. You can get them anywhere from like 10 to 12 bucks, upwards of 50, 60, 70 bucks, depending on if you're buying from places like Pink Zebra or Cincy. I bought my mother-in-law one from. All
All
right,
right.
I'm gonna end. I should have ended already. I'm gonna go finish this up and then take my butt to bed. But I appreciate you coming up. I'm glad we're back.
I know.
I'm
I
gonna go
know.
finish
It was
again.
a long week. Well,
What?
we had our backups. We had our
Back,
backups, so
back.
it was
I almost
okay.
was live on my backup. I need to go live on it so that I can get it to where I can have boxes. That way, if something happens again, so I'll probably work on that this week. I don't know. But I'll talk to you later. I
Okay.
think it's done. I appreciate all of you guys for hanging out in the chat with me like always. I really
Yeah. Thank you for the
like it.
gifts. I appreciate it.
Me too. I like my smaller lives. Sometimes I have lives and it's like 100, 200, 300, 400 people and those get crazy. I can't keep up. I like smaller lives like this, which is like why I like YouTube, to be honest. But all
Yeah,
right,
I do
well,
too. All
I'm
right, I'll
going
talk to you
to,
soon.
yeah, I'll talk to you later.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, guys. I will try
I
to go
love your
live
face.
tomorrow. I love your face. You guys have a good night and stay warm. Bye,
Yeah,
everybody.
bye.